Are you ready?
Second. Get a drink real quick.
I will be right back.
Alright. You're gonna be so jealous.
industry and its first major stars. At the library, he would make photocopies of sheet music that he would take home and learn how to play. What started off as a childhood hobby quickly became his lifelong passion. When he was only 11, he started learning how to play the violin. Then he picked up the mandolin and ukulele, and before long he was dishing out songs like no one's business. He had a routine appendectomy in 1945 and spent his time in recovery reading the Bible and listening to music on the radio. He received his education at George Washington High School, but he wasn't what you'd call a star student. He dropped out after his sophomore year and started working odd jobs to get by, discovering his signature falsetto voice. It was during that time he spent recovering from his appendectomy and listening to music on the radio that he discovered he had the rare talent to sing with a very high pitch. He told Johnny Carson on The Tonight Show in 1968 he had been listening to Rudy Vallee sing in falsetto when he realized he could sing along and match the same notes. He had previously been unaware he had the gift of singing in such a manner. When he made the discovery, he described it as something like a religious experience. In 1952, he got a job working as a runner boy at the New York office of MGM Studios. It was there that his love affair with the entertainment industry started to flourish. He decided to give performing a shot when he entered into a local open mic competition and sang the old familiar classic You Are My Sunshine in his signature falsetto style. From there, he took his newfound journey into show business further by performing in nightclubs during their rookie nights under a whole bunch of different stage names. Back then he was going by a slew of monikers like Judas K. Foxglove, Emmett Slink, and Texarkana Tex, just to name a few. To differentiate himself from the other performers, he would go up on stage wearing outlandishly loud attire. He grew his hair out and wore makeup to make himself look paler than he really was. His mother, thinking he had lost his marbles, had fully intended to commit him to the psychiatric care of Bellevue Hospital, but his father protested and stopped it from happening. Another name change and rise to fame. In 1959, he swapped out his various stage names and started performing under the alias of Larry Love, the Singing Canary, while performing as a sideshow act of sorts at Hubert's Museum and Live Flea Circus in New York's Times Square. He then linked up with a talent scout who sent him out to audition at various Greenwich Village venues, where he landed several unpaid gigs that helped him get his name out there. This is when he started playing Tiptoe Through the Tulips, his signature ukulele-fueled magnum opus. He got his first paid gig at a venue called Page 3, a queer nightclub in Greenwich Village, where he performed nearly every night of the week for 5 to 6 hours at a time for a measly $96 a month. For the next several years, he performed under the names Derry Dover and then Sir Timothy Timms. But he picked up the Tiny Tim tag when he was working with a band of little people. At 6 feet 1 inches tall, he stood in stark contrast with his compact cohorts. You might already know that Tiny Tim was also the name of the Charles Dickens character in A Christmas Carol. Just a quick side note, if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to our channel. And don't go anywhere yet, we're going to reveal how Tiny Tim tragically kicked the bucket, so stick around. Tiny Tim, the film star. Tiny Tim got a huge break when he appeared in Normal Love, a 1963 experimental film directed by Jack Smith, in which he played a glamorously dressed musical monster. He followed that film role up with a small part in the indie flick You Are What You Eat in 1968, where he sang several songs in his falsetto style like Sonny Bono's I Got You Babe and Be My Baby from the Ronettes. These film credits led him to being booked on the Rowan and Martin Laugh-In, a popular anthology sketch comedy variety show at the time. On that program, he played a conglomeration of A Tisket a Tasket and On the Good Ship Lollipop on his ukulele, busting out Tiptoe Through the Tulips, much to the dismay of the audience and hosts. God bless Tiny Tim. It was in 1968 that the unorthodox performer finally cut a record entitled God Bless Tiny Tim, which was released by Reprise Records. The album featured an orchestrally arranged rendition of his signature song, along with other equally whimsical tracks like Livin' in the Sunlight, Lovin' in the Moonlight, and I Got You Babe. His follow-up record, Tiny Tim's second album, saw far fewer record sales than his first. His fourth release, For All My Little Friends, was released in 1969 and was a compilation of children's songs that earned him a Grammy nomination. After the 60s wrapped up, Tiny Tim's fame began to fade. He continued playing gigs across several high-grossing shows in Vegas. Following his contract with Reprise Records, he founded the humorously titled Vic Tim Records with his wife, Victoria Budiger, but their marriage would end in divorce in 1974. Tiny Tim married his second wife, Jan Allweiss, in 1984, and then his third wife, Susan Marie Gardner, in 1995. He saw a bit of a wave in popularity in the late 80s and 90s. In 1986, he performed with the indie rock band Camper Van Beethoven and starred in the 1987 film Blood Harvest as the devious Mervo the Clown. In 1993, he released the albums Rock and I Love Me, and then his final album Girl in 1996. Tiny Tim's tragic death. The musician had a long history of heart trouble, and on September 28, 1996, he had a heart attack on stage at the Ukulele Festival in Montague, Massachusetts. He was immediately taken to the hospital, where he spent several weeks recovering before being discharged. The doctors had strongly counseled him not to take to the stage again because of his health and pre-existing conditions, seeing that he already had cardiovascular issues and diabetes. He couldn't help but return to the stage, regardless of the sound medical advice that he shouldn't. On November 30th, 1996, he played his last show at a gala benefit put on by the Women's Club of Minneapolis. Even though he reportedly told his wife Susan he wasn't feeling well before going on stage, he did so anyway because he didn't want to let his fans down. The audience had mostly cleared out by the time he performed his last song, Tiptoe Through the Tulips. Halfway through the song, he had another major heart attack once again on stage. When he left the stage, his wife asked him if he was okay. He told her he wasn't feeling well right before collapsing on the table. He never regained consciousness. EMTs attempted to resuscitate him using CPR, and he was quickly taken to a nearby hospital, where repeated attempts were made to revive him, but none were successful. He was laid to rest at Lakewood Cemetery in Minneapolis. Even though Tiny Tim is no longer with us, he'll never be forgotten. A large tulip-themed mural is dedicated to him in a Macquarie University student in Sydney, Australia, and a star featuring his name was painted on the outside of the Minneapolis Theater First Avenue, an honor that's only awarded to the most prestigious artists to have played at the venue. Do you think Tiny Tim is deserving of the honors and accolades he has received, or do you think that Tiptoe Through the Tulips was just an obnoxious one-hit wonder? Let us know what you think in the comments section. And don't forget to give us a like and subscribe.
Did you buy the super thing?
The what?
The super pack?
Maybe.
Damn, you know I need to buy it. I got my $25 gift card here. Alrighty. That's a penny. Don't know why I have a penny. I'm not a Jew. god, why do I have so many pennies? I didn't have this many pennies. What the fuck? So I looked at all my videos I made on YouTube, right? Somehow, one of my videos got demonetized. Like, not gonna get paid for it. Obviously, because every million views, it gives the person $2,000 each million. Alrighty. I can suck your dick. Ha, no. What is it? Oh.
So it's kind of like animation for photos.
Ah.
So,
It just throws out my entire persona. Your credibility. Harnessed by wolves. Hell. One of the most powerful what's the deal with Smiles over there? Wait, you've never heard of it before? You've been here longer than me. The radio demon. One of the most powerful beings hell has ever seen. Not big on politics. Ugh. Decades ago, Alistair manifested hell seemingly overnight. Had to topple overlords who had been dominant for centuries. That kind of raw power had never been harnessed by mortals. Broadcast his carnage all throughout.
Dude, I got the starter pack and the super edition.
nice.
So I'm gonna hurry up and restart my game.
You don't have to, actually.
It's not letting me do anything with it.
You just gotta wait a minute.
Who the hell? Oh. I was about to say, who messaged me? But then it was you.
You'll have to save it in chat so that way you can click on the link. Basically, all you gotta do is just hold down on it and then bottom it. Yep. So,
Yeah, it's not
you'll
popping up
learn
there.
real quick who Alistair is. And, which is me. Alright, let's go ahead and play a match. Maybe it'll be ready after.
Dude, like, I was having a good day because I finally got my Easter basket that my aunt usually gives me each Easter. And in a moment, I like open my Easter basket. I heard one of my ferrets squealing, and it's my oldest ferret that's right now. Turns out he's having seizures because he's getting ready to pass away soon. And I had to hurry up and why I said be right back because I was going to check on him. and he was like having seizures and yelling. Then he stopped, so I was going in there to make sure he was passed away. It looked like he was passed away because he wasn't breathing, but whenever I touched him, he started breathing again. But then whenever I sat him down on the bed so I can, like, put his, like, body in the bag, and stuff, so it don't, like, rot, and put it in the freezer so it don't, like, rot at all. Whenever I went to touch him again to put him in a bag, he started breathing again. So, I don't know if he's dead or not. Because you know how whenever pets pass away, they still have, like, breathing type movements, but they're actually passed away. So it confuses you and you don't know which one it is or not. If it's, like, dead or not. Yeah, that's happening. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hurry up and restart.